Erickson's stages of psychosocial development. Infant to 18 months, trust versus mistrust. 18 months to 3 years, autonomy versus shame and doubt. 3 to 5 years, initiative versus guilt. 5 to 13 years, industry versus inferiority. 13 to 21 years, identity versus role confusion. 21 to 39 years, intimacy versus isolation. 40 to 65 years, generality versus stagnation. 65 and older, or 65 to death, is ego, integrity versus despair. Stay tuned. Let's talk about it. To Erickson's stages of development, there are 8 stages with 2 possible outcomes. Successful completion of each stage results in a healthy personality and successful interactions with others. Failure to successfully complete a stage can result in a reduced ability to complete further stages, therefore a more unhealthy personality and sense of self. But don't worry, these stages can be resolved successfully at a later time. It's called therapy. That's what you need to do later on to fix it. The first stage, ages 0 to 18 months, is trust versus mistrust. During this stage, children develop a sense of trust when caregivers provide reliable care and affection. A lack of this will lead to mistrust. The second stage, ages 2 to 3, is autonomy versus shame and doubt. Children need to develop a sense of personal control over physical skills and a sense of independence. Success of this leads to feelings of autonomy, whereas failure results in feelings of shame and doubt. The third stage, ages 3 to 5, is initiative versus guilt. Children exert themselves more frequently. They begin to plan activities, they make up games, and they initiate activities with others. If given this opportunity, children develop a sense of initiative and they feel secure in the ability to lead others and make decisions. Conversely, if this tendency is squandered, either through criticism or too much control, children will develop a sense of guilt and they'll feel like a nuance to others. So they won't push their initiative. They'll remain followers, lacking self-initiative. The fourth stage, ages 6 to 11, is industry versus inferiority. Children need to cope with new social and academic demands. Success leads to a sense of competence. They're finding out that they are liked and that they are capable, while failure results in feelings of inferiority. So an example of that can be a lot of bullying or just not a lot of positive feedback. The fifth stage is identity versus role confusion. Adolescent ages 12 to 18, their focus is on social relationships and identity. They need to develop a sense of self. The transition from childhood to adulthood is most important. They are becoming more independent and they begin to look at their future in terms of careers, relationships, families, and all of those things. This sense of who they are can be hindered, which results in a sense of confusion. Like, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up, or who am I? Where do I belong in this world? Where do I fit in, right? The sixth stage, ages 19 to 40, is intimacy versus isolation. The adults in this age need to form intimate, loving relationships with other people. Success in this stage leads to strong relationships, while failure in this stage results in loneliness and isolation. So how you interact and get along with other people, how the world views you, how you perceive the world, has a huge impact on how successful you are between ages 19 to 40. The seventh stage is generativity versus stagnation, and this is for adult ages 40 to 65. Adults need to create or nurture things that will outlast them, often by having children or creating a positive change that benefits other people. Success leads to feelings of usefulness and accomplishment. They give back to society through raising children, being productive at work, and becoming involved in community activities. By failing to achieve these objectives, individuals become stagnant and feel unproductive. The eighth and last stage that Erickson talks about is ego integrity versus despair from age 65 to death. During this stage, we reflect on life. We ask the questions: if we've lived a full life, if we have any regrets, is there any other adults, or is there any sense of fulfillment that we're missing out on? Failure results in regret, bitterness, and despair. What do you think about Erik Erickson's 8 stages of development? Do you agree with the different stages and ages? Do you feel like a child who had not been fed often or held as an adult, as an infant, has attachment issues as an adult? I don't know, it's definitely something to look into and to think about. Well, I enjoyed going over Erik Erickson's stages of development.